E aí, pessoal, tudo bem? Aqui é a Luciana da Street Smart Brazil. This Portuguese lesson is about the words onde and aonde. And no, they are not the same. They are not interchangeable, although many Brazilians do use them interchangeably. And although even in music, sometimes in songs, we hear them interchangeably, but they are not. And I'm gonna show you how to use them correctly. We'll start with onde. And I get a lot of questions, but what is the correct pronunciation? Onde, onde, onde. They are all correct. They're just different pronunciations in different parts of my beautiful big country. They're all good. So I say onde because that's how I pronounce it. But if your friends or your family members pronounce it differently, it's totally fine. You can pronounce the way they do. So onde means where, and it's used in sentences that do not express movement. So it expresses the idea of in what location. It does not express the idea of where to or where from. And this is actually all there is to using it correctly. Onde does not express movement. I'll show you examples. I learn better with examples, so I want to show you examples. I want to show you common questions. So say you have plans to meet with a friend for drinks, and you get there, you don't see your friend, you call your friend or you text your friends. These days, no one calls, everyone texts. Then you say, where are you? Onde está você? Onde está você? And you may have heard the question, cadê você? It's also correct. I have a lesson about this. In the lesson, I show 4 ways to ask where is. I'll put a link to the lesson in the video description. Where do you live? Onde você mora? Onde você mora? Where is the restaurant? Onde é o restaurante? Onde é o restaurante? So as you can see in these questions, we are not talking about moving somewhere or moving from somewhere. There is no movement in the question, and that's why we are using onde and not aonde. I have more examples. So you are at the restaurant with your friend and you want to go to the restroom. You ask, where is the restroom? Onde fica o banheiro? Onde fica o banheiro? Where are you from? De onde você é? De onde você é? Now let's imagine that you get to a friend's place for a get-together and you ask, where can I put my coat? Onde posso colocar o meu casaco? Onde posso colocar o meu casaco? Now you are there at the get-together and you want a wine glass. And you ask someone who is there too, do you know where Maria keeps the wine glass? Oh my God. Do you know where Maria keeps the wine glasses? Sorry, it had to be slow. Você sabe onde Maria guarda as taças de vinho? Você sabe onde Maria guarda as taças de vinho? And then the person responds, oh yes, I know where Maria keeps them. Sei sim, eu sei onde Maria guarda as taças de vinho. This is not a very natural answer, but this is a Portuguese lesson about the word onde, so I needed to say the full answer. But I think in real life, the person would just say, I know, come with me, right? Sei sim, vem comigo. So with this example, you can see that the word onde is not always in a question. Let me show you another example where it's not in a question. My first example was that you were meeting with a friend, but you got to the place, you didn't see your friend, and you texted your friend, onde está você? Or cadê você? So you could add, I'm here where we agreed to meet. Estou aqui onde combinamos de nos encontrar. Estou aqui onde combinamos de nos encontrar. Great, and now we go to aonde. But before we do that, I want to ask you to like the lesson. If you're here, if you're learning, I deserve a thumbs up because it really matters to me. It's important. So like the lesson, subscribe to the channel. Always feel free to ask questions. I enjoy answering questions, and I'm sure that my answer to your question is going to help many other learners too. Now we go to aonde. It gives the idea of where to. That a in front of onde is a preposition and it indicates movement. Let's go to the examples. Where are you going? Aonde você vai? Aonde você vai? And you may have heard us Brazilians saying, pra onde você vai? The verb ir, to go, can be used with the preposition a or with the preposition para. They're actually different. They have different functions according to the grammar, but in everyday spoken Brazilian Portuguese, we just tend to use the preposition para. I have a lesson about that. I explain that in details. I give examples. I'll put a link in the video description. So it's Valentine's Day and your loved one wants to take you out for dinner and you're curious about where you're going. So you ask, where are you going to take me for dinner? Aonde você vai me levar para jantar? Aonde você vai me levar para jantar? Where did you go on vacation? Aonde você foi nas férias? Aonde você foi nas férias? Now imagine you are visiting Brazil and you get lost somewhere. And so you're telling your friend about the adventure and you say, I got lost in the city and I did not know where to go. Eu me perdi na cidade e não sabia aonde ir. Eu me perdi na cidade e não sabia aonde ir. One more example. There's an argument happening. Maybe it's at work. Maybe people are arguing about a project. And then someone says, I don't know where we will get to with this argument. Eu não sei aonde chegaremos com essa discussão. Eu não sei aonde chegaremos com essa discussão. This is what I had for you. I hope it helps you use onde and aonde correctly. On the blog post, I have a practice exercise. I will never say this enough. The trick, the secret to learning a language is practice. It's practice, practice, practice. So I'll put a link to the blog post in the video description. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not getting my newsletter yet, please sign up for the newsletter. I am working on my first online course. I would love to keep you posted on the progress of the course. Muito obrigada por assistir esse vídeo e até a próxima!